Well, billionaire Tom Hicks not only has money, he's also achieved every young boy's dream. He owns his own pro sports team, 3 of them. In fact, the Texas Rangers have been a bad investment, though, and Hicks is trying to sell them to a group headed by Hall of Famer Nolan Ryan, the pitcher. Now, a group of creditors are saying no, and now the Rangers may be forced into bankruptcy. So we're joined now by John Helyar. He's the co-author of Barbarians at the Gate and authored a story on Bloomberg about this. And John, you know, Hicks has been a very successful businessman, but how did he get it so wrong with the Rangers?
Well, you know, there's a line in the business, the sports business, that goes like, how do you make a small fortune as a team owner? And the answer is you start out with a large fortune. Unfortunately, Mr. Hicks isn't laughing at that one right now. I think the answer, the short answer to it, is that the business has achieved a scale in terms of what it takes to operate the business on a profitable or not profitable basis, that you can actually get in trouble with it now, as Hicks has proved. And the business is also something that is not like other businesses. So whereas Hicks did very well with Dr. Pepper deals and with his leveraged buyout firm, right, he really got in trouble on this one. And what's really curious, and I really can't claim to have gotten to claim to explain the whole thing, but what's really curious is that this guy made his living, made his fortune, I should say, as a leveraged buyout artist, but he just kept piling up more and more and more leverage on the Rangers and his other sports franchises, and he didn't seem to have an exit strategy. The dollars just kept getting bigger. Right, like a clear exit strategy, and I'm reading through the story, and what it says here is that the Rangers defaulted on $525 million worth of debt last year. That's a huge sum of money. But part of the problem, wasn't it, and he admitted this himself, Hicks I'm talking about, is that he signed Alex Rodriguez to that historic contract. It was like 10-year, $252 million, and they ended up having to pay him out anyway. A lot of it, and that was symbolic of the problem we had. We have an owner that comes in and makes a very big bet. That was a record-breaking contract. We have an owner that makes a very big bet and doesn't particularly know what he's doing. His fellow owners believed he vastly overpaid for Rodriguez back in 2000. Then that's kind of the slippery slope because. He thought that Rodriguez would pay off in terms of his having a winning team. He had real estate around the ballpark in Arlington, Texas, where they play, and he thought that would make the real estate more valuable. And when his best case scenario didn't work, the Rangers started going into losses. And even after they traded Rodriguez, the losses just continued. It was a very slippery slope. So if the creditors, John, if the creditors succeed and they're able to get the Rangers into bankruptcy, then what happens to Hicks? Well, Hicks could still come out fine because he still has plenty of other assets. He can sell his Dallas Stars NHL team. He has the Liverpool Football Club, which is also up for sale, and nobody's going after those, and presumably has net worth also. And I also might point out this could just be posturing by the creditors who want to get more money from the sale of the Rangers than the tentative deal that Hicks has reached now with one buyer group. But I think that he should come out fine, but it'll be a very cautionary tale for anybody else who's thinking about getting into the Major League Baseball or other sports ownership, or ones that are also actually in there. I mean, quickly, John, I mean, this is a cautionary tale because this is the second bankruptcy or possible bankruptcy in Major League Baseball this past year? Right. What it tells you is that the way the economics of this business has worked for a long time is on the greater fool theory, which is that no matter how badly you run a franchise and rack up some losses, you can always sell it for more money to a greater fool. And Major League Baseball and some other sports seem to have run out of fools because he really couldn't sell it for the kind of money that he might have been able to get for the Rangers a few years ago. And you got to know when to hold them and when to fold them. Okay. All right, John. Good to talk with you. Certainly a fascinating story.